Welcome back, everyone. Last time I've managed to solve a lot of the quests I had. There's still a couple of them I need to take care of, but otherwise I have done all this, so pretty proud of myself. Just about money, yeah, I received a few more dinners from Villari over here, so I just need to count them now, because I was seriously poor. And okay, let's see, I have 431, so that's pretty good. And now what I want to do is okay, first go home and rest, and also if I can I will try to solve the bumps in the night problem. And I don't really know how to solve this, but I can try. The worst thing is this thing here, I don't know what it is. I don't seem to be able to go over there, look about you suspicious but see nothing. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I don't think you've heard anything. Cannot talk to Bejala. That's okay. Maybe I should try to stay awake. Wait until midnight. Do I see anything? No, apparently no. Okay. Just gonna rest. Okay, then I go to Ben's Express to try and enter the Chamber of Thought. There it is. Come, speak with me, visitor. This painting hanging on the wall is of an elegant-looking human female, wrapped in fine white satin and silk clothing. Suddenly her mouth parts and she breaks a smile with her eyes blink, watching your every move. Why, hello there! As if this is your first visit to the Chamber of Thought, for my eyes have never lain upon yours before. The very lips of the painting move with each and every word spoken. She pauses while you look her over. Do not be alarmed, my lady, for I am Thénardier of the Chamber of Welcoming, the very chamber you have entered. I am sorry to inform you that our tours of the Chamber of Thought have been put on delay, and have not been told when the tours will be available to the public again. As long as the Council of the Evening Society of Thinkers continue with this lockdown, entry into the tower is prohibited. You have yourself a good day now. Alright. So, what can I do? Make my way to the Chamber of Thought only to hit a brick wall. With the Council of the Evening Society of Thinkers putting the tower on lockdown, any such movement through the tower is impossible. I must gain entry so I can continue with my investigation, and speaking with that blasted painting is not going to help me. Maybe another way inside. Perhaps someone being his express might know. I've talked to pretty much everybody. And I remember maybe she told me something. I met once again. Okay. Now how to get into the tower? Can't say I do. The tower is protected very well by the magical paintings that reside inside. They're the only ones able to move folks around. Okay. How about her? Well, get like that, lass. A tail fixed at the open air. It's been locked down for a while now. Haven't seen anyone come or go for a few days. Certainly hurting business around here. Yeah. Right now, I don't really care about your business, sorry. How about him? No. Nope. Oh yeah, running in circle. How about him? No. He only cares about his wife. Oh. No. Clean. Okay. How about her? Know anything about the lockdown? I have not seen a member of the Evening Society for a while now. Even their tower's gone silent. Normally, Ben His Express is alive with a student practicing spell with the teachers. Even the Whipping Willow, a popular place in the evening, has a small crowd these days. Okay. How about you?
Cobra say hi.
Now how to enter the tower?
Big tower across street.
Gobo scratches his very loud nose while he thinks of an answer.
Gobo walk and open the door. Not know if Gobo fit. Gobo get stuck. No fun for Gobo.
Okay. Thank you. Well, maybe someone in the tavern will know. How about the creepy guy? Okay.
Wait, what can I get ya?
Now how to get into the tower? Gets in the tower? How about get the student out of the tower into my tavern? Markov just shake his head from side to side. Head on over and speak with Walvis. He's wandering the common room somewhere. Oh. Yeah, fancy creepy guy. Hello. Please don't hurt me. Know anything about the lockdown? A sickly smile crosses his face when you ask the question. Good for feasting. His long tongue licks his lip. Foolish students left roaming the streets at night make for good business. What business would that be? After the students are dead and have eaten, goods to claim and sell for profit. You are looking for something, perhaps. I need to get into the chamber of thought. He smiles and sharp teeth bites on his slow tongue, drawing blood. You do? I do. Use it myself to fish sometimes, to hunt. Student weavers weave amulets around the neck to come and go through the tower. Extra ones I have, but only for a price. You want one to wear. It will cost you 50 dinners. No dinners, no deal. And I do not bargain the goods of those I kill. Okay. Do leave me some to eat, will you? When his dinners run out, I will require feeding once again.
Do not leave them spoiled on my return.
Okay, I will. Okay, so I have the amulet. Hopefully the 50 dinners I paid will be worth it. From time to time it's one the amulet to get into the tower to do some hunting. Okay. The eyes of the painting look you over and stop in their tracks when they spot the amulet hanging around your neck. Well, if you would have shown me your amulet before, I would have been able to get you inside. The semester has already begun, so delaying you any further would not be a good idea. Speak with Sogo and let him see the amulet you wear. He'll be able to place you in your quarters during this lockdown. Okay. The sound of snoring can clearly be heard coming from the human male in this painting. As if feeling your presence, one eye slowly opens, followed by the second. After a few stretches, he speaks to you. Blast that woman. The Nadia could have told you to wake me in a few hours, but she doesn't feel painting need to sleep. She has no idea just how exhausting it is moving outsider through the stories, day in, day out. The human male quickly dozes off for a few minutes before he's startled out of his slumber. He looks at you with heavy eyes. Oh, my name is Sogo, and I'm the one who will get you around the Chamber of Thought. I was made to this task, and this task is all I have known since my existence began. I protect this wall from intruders, so only those who have been given approval by the Mistress of the Shawl can move through these walls. Sogo notices the amulet hanging around your neck and nods. Hold on there, lass. Your chambers await. Cool. The amulet around your neck grows warm. Welcome, Jackie, to the Chamber of Thought. This is your room. It is where you shall study and sleep when the time comes. Your shawl sister is Gabri. She will be responsible for you during your stay. There is much you must catch up on, and you should not fall behind the others in your training. You will find further instructions stored in your message orb. I suggest you get moving. Okay. I check your messages. Following messages are waiting. Okay. Evelyn Society notice. Please be advised that the Chamber of Thought is currently in lockdown. Students scheduled to begin the new semester will be unable to leave the tower during this time. Only those registered with the tower will be able to arrive for the new semester. All students are bound to their wing until further notice. North Wing. Your room is located on the northern wing of the Chamber of Thought and will be your home for the duration of the year. This wing includes your sleeping chamber, a library, a laboratory, and a demonstration room. Roommates. Roommates are unacceptable during your studies at the Chamber of Thought, for it causes distractions during the term. Instead, you will be given either a shawl brother or shawl sister that will become your study partner. Refer to your Evelyn Society of Thinkers amulet for more information on who your shawl brother or shawl sister is. First assignment. Speak with Tenodia and make yourself familiar with the North Wing. She will have an assignment ready for you. Okay. Ah. Another robe. Oh, it suits me. Ah. The sound of someone whistling catches your ear as you open the door to the corridor. Walking towards you is a young girl dressed in the colors of the Evening Society of Thinkers. She stops a few feet away from you and bows. You must be Jackie, my new shawl sister. I'm Gabri. A pleasure to meet you. Gabriel looks around and lowers his voice. Don't worry about everything late. Things around here have slowed to a crawl since the tower was going too long down. Hey, I won't keep you. Plus I have some reading to do anyhow. Gabriel scratches her hair. Damn shampoo. Something I can get you before I head off? I'm looking for Tinyodia. Down the hall and to your left. You can't miss her. Farewell. I'll be in the library if you need me. Okay. I would not want to ask her about the lockdown because I would be suspected of not being a real student. With her head down and looking at her arm, which is surrounded by parchment that has writing on it, she bumps into you. She looks up at you startled. Oh, pardon me. She tilts her head and gives you a good look. Jackie, right? Gabriel's sister? You certainly came at the right time. It was like that and all of us itching for something to do. I suppose you could use this time to catch up on your studies before the semester resumes. She rolls the sleeve down over the parchment wrapped around her arm and covered her writing. She smiles sheepishly. My notes. I don't go anywhere in the tower without them. I'm Velho. I'm new here too. Velho shifts her weight from one leg to the next. Where are you from? Sadly, not from the North Wing. I've been bunking up with Callum since the entire lockdown began. Creative filler too. We've come a long way, almost 2 years of travel just to get here. I come from the Northernlands, from Shadowdale. Don't ever get me started on that old Magian's tower either. Oh, that old stubborn nerf there. My home doesn't have any places as well known as Almraiven that can teach the art of the arcane, so I was sent here instead. Did you know Bejala Witchadel? Yelho blinks and goes for a note, then stops again and looks at you again. She gives you a stupid smile. I was going to put out the notice sent by the council on the subject. Bejala Witchadel that forbids students of the tower from discussing it. She looks up and around at the wall of the ceiling and then shrugs her shoulders and lowers her voice. I knew her. Saw her every day before the accident. She lived on the same wing as I do, or rather used to. The council had declared the west wing closed until further notice. She pulls you closer so her voice doesn't echo through the empty hall and room beyond. Bejala was up to something, and I think her short sister Morwenna played a part in whatever it is that happened to the two of them. I don't buy the story about Irena slicing her own wrist. Not at all. She wasn't the type to think such thoughts, and Bejala practicing a weave on her own? Rubbish. Her father would have locked her up if he knew what she was up to. Her long hair flipped from side to side as Velho checks for anyone listening. Why would the council declare the west wing closed if all Irena did was commit suicide? Why keep the student from speaking about Bejala's accident? There's more to it than an accident and a suicide. Smells like someone is trying to keep the lid on something, and this lockdown seems to be doing the trick. No one knows what's going on, or what the council is up to. Velho shifts her weight from one leg to the next. Okay. Learning a lot of things. So they say down the hall and to your left. And I'm looking for Tinyodia. Is that... Ah, that's her. Well, I see you've made it into the tower and to your personal chamber. Normally I would be giving you a few tasks to do so you could get familiar with the Chamber of Thought. Due to the lockdown, though, I am not allowed to delegate any task until the council says otherwise. In the meantime, relax and get to know who's who live in the North Wing. I will. The halfling runs up towards you and quickly shakes your hand. You must be Jackie, the new arrival. or should I say, late arrival. Glad you could join us during this lockdown. I hope you have a lot to do because it gets pretty dull around here very quickly. Oh, right. As a halfling, I have this tendency to forget to introduce myself and just keep talking. Callum Fingerbolt, at your service. Where are you from? Callum beams a happy smile in the direction. Almraiven, first one in my family to stop working the streets and do something in my life. Although I still miss a good chase to throw the crowded streets now and then. I know. Why do you fall into society of thinkers, you ask? Well, I always found myself questioning things around me. What better place to study than a place full of thinkers? Now I can get around? Your feet, perhaps? Callum laughed to himself and cleared his throat. Right, I've been told it not that funny anyhow. You know, I've been thinking about it lately. Lots of time to think these days, anyhow. What else am I going to do during lockdown, right? Callum licks his hand and fixes his hair before we continue. Ew. It has to do with the message orbs we have in our rooms. They are scattered all across the tower, sending information back and forth, much like a runner's shop does. The wave involved containing a recorded message from the one who sent it is very powerful, being sent instantly across the space of the tower. In fact, I was talking to Velho about it the other day. She agreed that it just might be possible to use the wave stored in message orb to move through the tower freely. We've been knocking our heads together for a few days now on the subject. Perhaps you should go talk to her and inject some new input. We're all getting tired of this lockdown business. Did you know Bejala? Callum looks shocked at your question, but he answered it anyhow. Certainly did. She was my study group for a few weeks before the accident. Strange too. She was never one to practice alone and always warned us about it if we tried. Not sure what made her want to work on a weave outside the tower and without assistance. Shame too. She was a bright one. How long would the lockdown last? Callum shrugged at the question. You've got me. The top society has vanished from Almraiven without a trace. As long as the council remains spooked by all of it, they'll do what they must to protect the tower and the students. Okay. I can brew potions. Good to know. I'm a student again. Hopefully this won't become a distraction. Okay. Velho. Ah, that's her. Oh, hi again. Know anything about the message orb? Velho rolls up its sleeve and begins rolling through the parchment wrapped around her arm. Well, yeah, I have an entire parchment from the subject. Notes, thoughts, schematics. She pulls an entire sheet out and looks it over. Velho begins reading to herself, nodding now and then. Her brown eyes peek at you from behind the parchment. Right, Jackie? Velho places her hand on her hips and rolls her eyes from side to side. You've been speaking with Callum, haven't you? Did he put you up to this? He gets a good laugh at how I forget the things around me when I'm lost in my work. He flaps the parchment from side to side. Is that you want? Or notes? They're far from complete, but you're welcome to study them. Here. It'll give you something to do at least. Just random thoughts Callum and I have had about the message orbs in the tower. Perhaps you can add to them. He shrugs and hands you the parchment, then rolls his sleeve down to cover her arms and the notes. Velho shifts the word. Okay. Nothing seems to catch your eye. Okay. No problem. There was one... two more people. Only a soft mumbling voice comes out from the mail. It doesn't even know you're here. Dark eyes follow you as you draw near. The hair of this lady is tied back while her evening robe hangs low across her chest. A new student at Shannon Tower, I see. I am Venda, and you must be the new shawl sister to Gabri, which makes you Jackie. Welcome. It looks like the two of us will have a good amount of time to come to know each other with the lockdown at the tower. Just like everyone else stuck here on the north wing, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. How long have you been in Evelyn? This is my second semester, or rather it will be once this lockdown is down and over with. Haven't really taken time to brush up on my studies since it all began either. With so many books in the library, I have been reading over things that have nothing to do with my studies. Where are you from? I was born in the mine of Darlun, where my father worked. My mother was a cook there for those who worked to death. Certainly not a place I care to visit. I suppose it has its purpose. It was where I learned much about rare gemstones, and many other stones for that matter. Did you know Bejala? No, not personally. I did not live on the West Wing as she and her shawl sister Morwenna did. It was only after her accident that I came to know her name. What do you know about the lockdown? Just as much as everyone else around here. Council put the entire tower in a lockdown due to the hidden vanishing from the city. I get Council does not want to take any chances with their students, and I've heard strange things that are happening at night on the streets. There are whispers about the very night coming alive and killing the street side as well. If the council knows anything, they're not telling us. This is strange indeed. Suspicious even. Okay. Oh, about these notes. We start and scribble from the mind of Elho regarding the possible use of the message orbs scattered through the chamber of thought. By bananas, messages are instantaneous, possible communication web or crystalline orb. Works by reading thoughts or invisible touch of some sort. Thank bouquet for flowers. Can only send to those one knows, met or heard of. Perhaps orb is a modified teleportation device. How to unlock device for exploitation. Talk to a junk jam. Can solid object be moved about? Would transfer work from one ward to another? Test local ward jump first. Let's see. The message orb located to the tower have the ability to send messages instantly, and there is a possibility that they can also transport those who use the message orb. There's a library on my floor. Perhaps I can make use of it while I'm stuck here with the others. Okay, need to use the bookshelf. Shelves are stacked with all sorts of different books which are very well organized. You spot a book with a crystal orb molded on the front. Down the spine in white runic letters it reads Vulahu's Orbanix. You remove it from the bookcase. Vulahu's Orbanix is a book about almost anything magical that is used to communicate across vast distance. During your reading you came across the following. Many of the most powerful artifacts in existence are orbs, and it is said that the very first orb was created by the great wizard Alrua himself. Orbs have the ability to display the image of whoever is speaking, as well as the mind of all in the group per contact. Not all orbs have this particular power, some are used for the sole purpose of verbal communication only. Small percentages have the ability to record and store images, the spoken word, spells, and even smell. The latter of these orbs are unstable due to the connection each orb would make with one another during its transmission. This open connection can be manipulated in such a way that teleportation from one message orb to another is possible. The effects of being transported from one location to the other are unknown, and sometimes attempted this have never been seen again. Yikes. Those who attempt to move from one message orb to the next, requires the true name of the message orb, otherwise such travel will be random, and those using a message orb in this way may end up somewhere they did not want to go. Rubbing any type of ornamental stone against the message orb while a connection is being made will create a static charge to engulf the one using the message orb. Picking the name of the message orb the user is attempting to transport themselves is then spoken. When the full connection is made, the speaker should, in theory, be transported from one location to the other. And I know someone who has a stone, or could have a stone. And hello again. I need an ornamental stone. Just any ornamental stone, or are you looking for a particular one? Epidote, varicite, silkstone, or perhaps obsidian? If it's the latter you need, you already have one. In fact, all students of the tower have an ornamental stone latched across their neck. No different than yours in design. The obsidian stores the magical energy that marks us as an evening, but is still an ornamental stone regardless. Okay. Right. Wrap the amulet on the message orb. Notice that the message orb does not change the pulsating pattern. Pick a name. Wait, I have to... She talked about a girl who killed herself, Morwenna. Nothing happens. Ugh. Damn. Make a connection. Grab the amulet. I need to make the connection. Grab the amulet. Your hair begins to stand on end as you rub the obsidian along the surface of the message orb. Can name Morwenna. Yay! The small reading room has no doubt seen better days. It looks as if someone was looking for something. Your eyes quickly spot a dried pool of blood at the base of Morwenna's bed. Aha. I need a potion. Empty. Of course. Substance lifter potion, tracer potion. Okay. I've located some dried pool of blood, which is no doubt from Morwenna's sliced wrist. The blood itself has a green tinge to it, and seems a bit thick, but it's difficult to tell without the use of a substance lifter potion. If a connection is to be made between Morwenna, Bejala and the floating river, then it would not hurt to brew a tracer potion to see the last moment of Morwenna's life and learn why it was she committed suicide. Did Morwenna really commit suicide, or am I in the midst of a Cobra at the Council of the Evening Society of Thinkers? Oh, can I go to my room that way? Pick a name. Jackie. Tindia seems to be occupied with something else at the moment. Okay. Just want to know how I can go out. How can I go out? Way out of the tower. I don't have a lockpicking ability. Or Morwenna, Jackie, that's me. Gabri, perhaps. Hope one of them will have a window open. Fellow. Typical wooden door to chamber of thought. Oh, okay. They all have numbers. I've been to Vendors, I think. Nothing happens. Oh, okay. Forgot to make a connection. Okay. How about I'm trying to get into a random location, but I don't remember how I can do that. That travel would be random. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, make a connection, ram tablet, speak your name, Jackie. Okay, so gonna be painting.
I'm forbidden from moving you anywhere else in the tower during this lockdown.
Okay. Perhaps you can help me to get out. Callum smiles at you. Getting around via the ropes worked. Callum almost faints when you share the news, and he smacks his head to keep himself from falling over. Callum places his head in both hands and shakes his head. Vilho is going to be humming, singing, whistling and dancing for days now when she learns about this. She doubles a note wrapped around her arms in a matter of days, thinking that every thought is a solution. She deserves it. Much of the work that was put into the schematics for her design anyhow. Looks up at Vilho. I'm going to have to stick close to that one once this semester resumes. Thanks for being a test subject, Jackie. Bonus experience. Cool. Did you buy your bananas? The schematics on the ropes worked. Vilho rolls the parchment back into her sleeve. Schematics? What? Oh, really? She listens like a young child, nodding her head and following along with all the care in the world as you explain the steps required to move around the chamber of thoughts using the orbs. So that's why Callum was smacking himself silly just a few minutes ago. A giggle travels down the corridor, bouncing off the walls and around the corner. She lowers her voice quickly. This gonna get to the other students, especially Venda. She won't be very impressed to learn that we do the ornamental stone we wear around our neck, being a freak about stones as she already is. And jumps into the air and giggles, twirling on her padded feet, her robe spread outward like a blooming flower. You've made my day, Jakey. This might be a new step in the best friend forever moment that we'll look back on 50 years and love about. Yeah, I need to leave at some point. Okay. Who is Jing-Jam? Echo laughs and blushes slightly. Jing-Jam's the All of Wisdom here in the tower. Fascinating bird. I can spend hours speaking with him about any topic. I do hope Jing-Jam is doing alright. See, no one lives as part of the tower, so he's no doubt been all alone since the lockdown began. Did you thank Bukit for the flowers? The host stamps her feet at the floor and looks up at you. I really have to stop putting all my thoughts on parchment. Yes, I thank Bukit for the flowers, and thank you for reminding me about it. Bukit is adorable, but far too young for me to become interested in. I don't have time to get up in romance. I'm in no tower to study. He looks so heartbroken when I turn him down. I feel horrible, but like I said, I'm here to learn magic, not get swept off my feet. Did you buy your bananas? Tilts her head one more side and gives you a confused look. Bananas? Oh, bananas! Yes, I did. My notes are full of little reminders to myself, such as the one you've read. I get lucky too. There's a banana shortage lately in Almraiven, and I'm running low once again. They're going brown and stuff on me. With this lockdown and all, getting ripe bananas will be difficult. Just have to make do with what I have in the tower. Okay. What if I try talking to Jing-Jam? I think I remember something like that. Close the door first. Make a connection, rub the amulet, speak a name, Jing-Jam. Bright yellow eyes take all of you while the owl sits on perch. White feathers mixed with grey and black sprinkles make the coat the owl is wearing. As the owl sharpens his beak on his perch, he turns to get a closer look at you. Jing-Jam scratches his wing and they almost touch the walls. Why, I find it you. Greetings too. I'm Jing-Jam, the owl of the tower. Jing-Jam sharpens his beak again. He leans forward you, and its neck extends to get even closer look at you. Oh, new student, I spot. Already heard of me, have you? Well, that doesn't surprise me one bit. What do I find surprising is how you managed to get here. Jing-Jam turns his head to think, and he takes his time doing so. There's a lockdown at the tower, but I'm sure you already know this. No movement through the tower is permitted. A fine mystery you have standing before me. The hinges on the door didn't squeak like they normally do. arrived out of thin air, did you? James eyes the message orb and flutter his feathers. Ah, yes, unlocked magic of old. You've been showing nose with Velho, I see. Which means you've come from the North Wing. That is doing just fine. Oh then, tell me, what can this old owl do for you? I'm looking for a way out. The yellow eyes go wide and watch you with excitement. Well, you've come to the right owl. Based on how you came before me, I can certainly say there is a way out of the tower by using the message orbs. Jing jumps on his feathered head and stops to listen. I thought I heard the soft patter of mice, but even they seem to be in a lockdown. What I would give for a soft, juicy mouth. What an excellent thought I just had. Let me share with you then. I'm starving, and when I don't eat for a few days, my feathers start to fall out. It's not very pretty, that's for sure. I haven't seen a mouse or even heard one running between the walls since this lockdown began. It was all on my own. I'm still, but you moving through the message orbs the way you are, I know where you can go to pick me some mice to play with. Bring a few back and I'll give you the name of the message orb outside of the tower that you can teleport yourself to. Deal? Where am I to go? There's no storage room in the depth of the tower, beneath the very foundation that the Chamber of Thought was built upon. Old trunks, strange doorways, forgotten crates and shelves stocked with unkind things, very damp and dark, perfect for mice and rats to breed. There's a small chamber where an old janitor used to live, but is long gone. The message orb thought is still functional and still bound to call. Please don't bring back any that are sick or are very thin. Go for the fat ones. We're keeping well fed during this lockdown. Did you know Bejala? Tim Jam knocks his head up and down very quickly. Of course I knew Bejala Witchadal, daughter to Rune and Jenna Witchadal of the Circle of Coin Trading Company. She had a lot of potential to be a powerful weaver of the arcane. Her mind was very fresh and always full of questions. It is a shame she attempted to vault ahead of herself by practicing a weave alone and at home. I do miss her though, for she always came to visit during her spares. What can you tell me about Irena? Irena Malindi, show sister to Bejala Witchadal and a student in the third year at the tower. She was devastated when she learned about Bejala's death. I believe a member of the council found her dead in a chamber, sliced her own wrist to ease the pain and suffering she must have been feeling due to her loss. Now the entire West Wing is sealed and locked down as an effect. Everyone is feeling the tension that has risen due to all the events that have been unfolding here in the tower. Are the hidden really gone? Jing Jam pokes his neck forward and his eyes pierce yours. From what I've heard, yes, the hidden are no more. As to why and when it happened, I cannot say, for I do not know. How long would your lockdown last? Jing Jam sits straight on his perch and looks around the chamber. For as long as the council requires it, I'm sure. I do hope it does not last a week, or I would like to stretch my wings in a few days. Okay. So I have to go to the basement, get some fat mice, and I have to be careful. Make a connection, pick a name, call. Okay, I have a light on it. And okay, major armor. Ooh. Ouch. Oh, damn. Okay. Whew. Juicy mouse meat. Ah, cool. Ah, there's a kind of portal over there. Over here. Ah, cool. I can make potions, eyelash and gum, invisibility spell. Cool. Graveyard dust, cool touch, and foam sap. Brewing the substance lifter potion. Okay. I'm near death, but that should be okay. I will survive. I'm gonna rest in my room if you don't mind. Make a connection. Pick a name. Jackie. Connection. Speak a name. Jing Jum. Pukit, who's that? Oh, I've been here before. Pick a name. Jing Jum. I've got your mouse meat. Sliced and all the fat has been removed. Jing Jum snatches the meat with his beak, tosses it around the air and begins to feed. Well, you kept your end of the bargain, so here's my hand. Jing Jum suffered off with purpose before he continued. There's an old message orb in one of the shops out of Benny's Express. That's still active, but barely. It was removed from the tower many years ago because no one could recall who owned it. Jing Jum curls his head forward and looks at you in the eye. I know who owned the message orb. The name you'll want to use is Redan, a young student of the Evening Society long ago. I'll never quite make it. Jing Jum looks at you and gone to tears to his fresh juicy mouse meat. Ha ha. I'll put on my old robe. No, I can't. Can I get it off? Okay. Pick a name. Redden. Ah. I knew there was something about it. I understand why he's a bit bitter against the Chamber of Thought. Oh, it's night. Substance lifter and what else? Tracker. Ah! Aha! First he started with finding piles of excrement on the floor and sound coming from behind the walls. Now come home to a strange sound. My home might be haunted. Okay. What is going on? Huh? Oh yeah, that's a photo. For the tracker potion. I acquire shed tear from you. A loving memory. The embrace of his wife, Emilia. The eyes of Olaf fade as you begin to produce the memory of the embrace of his wife, Faima. You weave a memory of Olaf giving his spear to Faima on the cliff looking over the plains of purple dust. His voice cracks. He is nervous. My spear has been in my side since I was accepted into the featherless tribe, and has brought me many things in my travels across the plain. Lost in his memory, Olaf falls to one knee, bows his head and throws spears to Faima. Standing there before you, Olaf begins to shiver as his mind relives the moment all over again. Faima smiles and I think grace Olaf's stern face and accept Olaf's gift. As Olaf rises to his feet, you capture a few tears that are now running down his face. As the memory fades from his mind, his eyes focus again on his current surroundings, and Olaf looks lost for a brief moment. He wipes his face and looks at his wet fingers and at you. He smiles at you. Master, you have done me a great honor in allowing me to see familiar again. It has been far too long since I felt a warm embrace. Why did you pick Familia, Faima? My disaster rose, Faima, the only woman I ever gave my spear to for safekeeping. Faima caught my eye during the Battle of Baron, or what it was to be known as Battle of Baron when it was all over. She was daughter to Azam, very young, but she had great strength in her eyes that day, strength I had never seen in a woman before. It was a gaze that stayed on my mind during battle, calling me back, and it was that gaze that allowed me to return to her life. At every swing and thrust of my spear, I could feel her gaze giving me strength. She's the reason I survived when so many others had not. The strength of a warrior comes from the featherless tribe, come from the desert roses pick and become one with. Faima is my desert rose, as always. Oh. Okay, so I have one more ingredient. And that's for the substance lifter. What else do I need? A tracker, essence tier, bone dust, and bonding agent. I need 2 bonding agent, 1 bone dust, substance lifter, spider silk. Okay, so spider silk. I have to note it down. And buy bananas. Spider silk. 2 bonding agent. And what else? Bone dust. Alright. Oh, okay. Never mind. Clean and Memnon's fingers. Okay, so I need spider silk. Oh, it has regent, but perhaps... Okay, 2 bonding agents. Spider silk and bone dust. Bone dust. Here you go. What? I get lost so easily. There. Bloom Avenue. Okay. And first, essence tier. Wow. Just tier bone dust bonding agent. Okay, tracer. And then okay, and I think I will also brew a health potion, bonding agent, and ragged cleave. Oh, I need bonding agent. Damn. Where can I? Okay. Never mind. I wonder if I can use the orb in my room to get back into the Chamber of Thought. No. Oh, right. I go back to Man and Fingers because I'm a bit scared to go back to the Chamber of Thought. I think I will upset the paintings. Okay, make a connection, pick a name, Jackie. Okay, that way no one will suspect a thing. Have the message, pick a name, Irena. Okay, after using the substance lifter potion on the dried pools of blood found at the base of Irina's bed, I've learned that Morwenna did not commit suicide after all. The thickness and green tinge of the blood was due to a large dose of cytotoxin. which when ejected will disturb the plasma membranes of some cells and lead to paralysis. If not treated, such a high dose will lead to cardiac arrest. Morwenna was poisoned. The green tinge I found very unusual, and I've taken a sample with me in hopes of learning where this particular poison came from. I still have to use tracer potion. Ouch! A snake! How'd you get in here? I've been bitten! My head... Don't fight it, Morwenna. The more you struggle, the quicker it works. Give my regards to Bejala, would you? Okay. I've come to learn that Morwenna did not commit suicide. Although Bejala was killed in a strange entity folks in Almraiven have named the Darkness, Morwenna was not killed in the same fashion. The fact that this floating river had appeared in both of the killings, that means that this floating river I must find next. The floating river went through a lot of troubles to make it look like Morwenna committed suicide. I've been able to take a blood sample from Morwenna, which also had traces of the snake venom within. I might be able to find out who in Almraiven sells such poisonous snakes. Perhaps the one who sold such a snake to the floating river will know what this person is hiding. It shall remain mystery as to why Bejala and Morwenna was killed. I must speak with Bejala and give him my report on the investigation such far. Okay. Pick a name. Rhythm. Stealing them that suddenly shutters. Yep, I have nothing more to do over here. To the next level. Yep. Okay, let's see. Quickly the swirls of color fade and the face of Bejala appears. It looks as if he has been waiting to make contact with you. As Bejala appears, you begin to explain your investigation to him about Bejala as well as the Shoal sister Morwenna, the floating river and the darkness. He nods as he listens.
You've done well, Morwenna. We have made a connection between these two deaths. This floating river might be the one in control of this entry. Those in Almraiven are calling the Darkness. Choose what resource you must to find where this venomous snake originated from, and learn where this floating river is. The Council of the High Tower will be pleased to learn of your excellent progress in your first investigation. There is no doubt in my mind that you will be rewarded when your task is complete. May your skill prevail, Morwenna. Until we speak again.
Okay. A snake bite. The Almraiven flags want to know of any snake in the region that has the ability to kill a person in a matter of seconds. I have no leads in a lot of the city to cover. Almraiven or Flox? I don't remember who Flox is. Okay, if we're floating reverse boat here, this particular person that I'm required to find for the high tower. If the darkness is indeed being controlled by the floating river, it is a power the Council of the High Tower would like to attain for the Owen Society of Rivers. Finding this particular arcane river should be easy once I'm able to learn the source of the poisonous snake that used to kill Morwenna in the Chamber of Thought. Okay, wow, I've made a lot of progress. Perhaps we'll do one last thing. Let's see if it opens doors to any new areas. The runners end. Fine. No, not the right street. In the villa. I think Morwenna lives in the villa. No, that's a room shop. Okay. Is she on Austria Lane? Was it home? Ah, yeah, it's a haunted home. Ah, right. Okay. Well, jump on plane. Two bed cages found in his bedroom. What can I do for you, Morwenna? Tell me where I can find the poisonous snake. Well, lass, you aren't going to find any poisonous snake in my home, as I do keep myself busy cleaning the place up. Snakes are not my specialty, but there's an old friend who still lives in the city that could be able to help you. Her name is Nala, a snake charmer who lives on a strip in the Dock Wood. I'm sure she can point you to the right direction. Then passes as if recalling something from the corner of her mind. I almost forget, lass. You can only get to the strip by boat, as it's part of the dock ward that is surrounded by water. I'm sure you can find that you need over Water's Edge and Cavern Run within the trade ward. Okay. So, I have access to a new area. And I will probably see the swordfish fisher seller. Okay, caravan run. Everyone is gone. Oh, Gimir looks at you over and is surprised for a moment before he settles himself down. I didn't expect to ever see you again, lass, but now that I see you, I'm glad I found you. Gimir wipes his face down with a bloody wet cloth. Hope your investigation moving forward. Gimir begins to dig out into his many pockets, pulled out paper, rolled weed, and even a comb. He grabs something in his right hand. I didn't know what you were, lass, and I looked for you after you had left Fisherman's Grill, but you were long gone. Plus, my eyes were very blurry at that point. I was so busy asking you questions, and I was so busy drinking, that I forgot I was given something by Bejala that night. He curls his fist, and sitting in the palm of his dry dwarven hand is a copper key. The problem is when she gave it to me, I was already drunk. All I can tell you, lass, is that for one, all the rooms in one of the inns within the city. Perhaps you can do something with it to help your investigation into undeath. By the way, lass, have you heard anything? I've learned you a berserker dwarf. Gimir combs his beard and nods slowly before he speaks. Before I joined up with the 4 months trading company, I was a member of a force that guarded my homeland along the West Wall. Charles of Etin would attempt to control the Talath Pass, which my kind would not allow. Large numbers of berserker dwarves were united and stood together against our common foe. Those days, though, are behind me, but the effect of battle on those memories still remain fresh in my mind. Though from time to time, when I get angry, it shows. You have a quick eye to notice such thing, considering I worked very hard to keep it under control over the Fisherman's Grill. I'm sure there will be a time when I itch to return to the depths of the earth, feel the cold touch of dirt, and taste the sweet freshwater rivers. The night grows longer, and I have a ship that must be loaded before it sails. Sorry, lass, I'd love to continue to talk, but there's work to do. Okay. Oh, I have a key. Copper in-room key. Given to you by Gimir and mentioned would unlock a room at one of the inns in the city. I just didn't know what inn it's for. Aha. Though I could look into it too. Oh yeah, that's Larry gave it to me. Blood sample. Okay. So what can I do? It's a bit late now, so I'm just gonna rest. Okay, and I'll save here. I've done a lot today, and next time I will go to, and perhaps I will try to open all the doors of every inn I come across, and yeah, hopefully it will lead me somewhere. So anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.